Yes, we are. Welcome everybody to the final summer Learn and Earn with Molly, the team, and the tribe. Yes, we're all together. Whether you're here live or whether you're here on the replay, which will be on YouTube, welcome. We have really used this for a discussion place, but I'm going to do something different tonight, and I'm going to take the floor. And we're going to talk about what most of you, when I'm looking at the names here, most of you are probably going to know this. Here's the key. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to practice it. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to put it into work and dig deep. It's another thing to do it and be consistent with it. So what I'm planning on doing at this point is I am going to make sure that I am talking about things that a lot of you are going to say, well, you know what, Molly, I know this. That's okay. So what I would tell you is if you're doing it, then life is good and your business should be doing well. But if you're not, you may get this little gold nugget. You never know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep everybody muted. Now you're not muted to where you can't unmute yourself. Okay, you can. I want you to take advantage of the chat that's there. And when you have questions, I want you to absolutely break in like you normally do. There may be things you don't know. I have some newbies on my team who are here. Definitely newbies who are going to be watching it who couldn't make it to the live taping of this. So and what I've always found very useful for myself and for people on my team is basically talking about what does it take to really be successful in this business. And I'm not just talking about handing out brochures. I think that's a great thing. I'm such a brochure advocate. I love it. I keep them with me all the time. I never throw one away. But there are things that if you're missing some of these steps or you haven't created the steps that are best for you, that you may be saying, well, I don't understand. I don't understand why I'm not getting what this person's getting, or maybe you joined the same time this person did and they're doing so well, but you're not. And I think what happens is, number one, we get way too caught up in what other people are doing. We get way too caught up in the success of people who maybe they've been doing it longer. Maybe they have a deeper reach as far as how many people they see. Maybe not to step on toes, but maybe stepping on toes. Oh, Lord. Sorry, guys. I didn't mute my phone. And that would be my son, who is trying to, my oldest, who is trying to, hold on one second, guys. Hey, can I call you back? I'm in the middle of a team call.
Oh, yeah.
I am. Could well, hold on. Say hi to everybody. We all on the Zoom. Say hi. Say hi, bye. How you doing? That's what we're doing. Yes. Hello. So I will call you back when I'm done with this, son.
All right.
All right. Bye. All right. Now I will do my thing here. Sorry, guys. Didn't want him to think that something was wrong with mama. Okay. So a lot of times what happens is you've done it. You may do it some, but maybe you're not consistent with what some of these things are. Some of these things are absolutely, some of you, it may hit home because you still worry about these things. Some of you, it may hit home because you're trying to understand why you don't get the support you get, and you're concentrating so deeply on it that you're letting it hinder your business. So we're going to jump into some things, and not just about life and business here, but also about things like the what's new. We're going to jump into samples. We're going to jump into some things that we talk about. When's the best time to buy some of this stuff? When's the best time to jump in and get some extra brochures? I mean, we have fourth quarter coming, and then the story is we are almost upon it. And this is a time when there is money there to be made, but you have to be willing to do the work required to make sure that it's made. And we're not even going to get into what Avon has stock wise or what they don't have stock wise, because that continues to be an issue. Like it or not, it is. But it's an issue that at this point, if you stay on one issue that can sabotage you, it will do just that. So you got to figure out how to work around things that you may not like about business. And the other thing I wanted you to know is, don't think that Avon's the only person who has these kind of issues. Don't think that, hey, Cindy, good to see you here, baby. Good you're here. Oh, Jen made it too. Hey, Jen. Jen is here. And Jenny is here. My Jenny is here. I don't know. Janae, do you know whether Jennifer Reed is making it tonight? Maybe not. She may not know. She'll put that in the chat. So, okay, I think that's the only, I'm looking for anybody new. I don't have a page 2 yet. That's what I was looking for. So I think we're good. So let's get on this. First of all, I want to ask you to think all of this stuff. I want you to think. Alicia, I didn't see you. There you are. Hello. I want you to think about, here you are as an Avon rep. Some of you have been in for years. I mean, some of you, I've been in almost 20 years. Believe it or not, even 20 years with my big mouth, still not everybody knows that I'm an Avon rep, right? So what am I doing to make sure that no matter where I am, that everybody knows what I'm doing? What does that mean to me? Now, what I give you doesn't mean that you have to do all this stuff. Answer the question, sure, for yourself, but some things may not really be part of your world that you want to do. Hopefully that's not just because you're uncomfortable, because you really need to get out of that comfort zone, and you really do need to just get out there and figure out what it is that you want to do. Number one, what's the goal? Do you want Premier? Do you want do you want President's Club? You've got to think logistically. Let's be very honest. You have to think logistically. We are getting ready to go into fourth quarter. What can you accomplish in the last quarter of the year? I'm going to tell you this. You could have joined today. You can accomplish Premier if you really work your business. If you really go after it, it can be done. But a lot of this in the end is up to you, and how bad do you want it? I used to say how bad, I say how bad do you want it? But if you want to know the truth, when I started, it was how bad do I want to eat? How broke was I? If you watched any of my YouTube videos from way back in the day, my story was always about, I need to pay the electric bill. I have 2 boys I'm trying to raise on my own because I'm going through a divorce. I have this going on. I can't buy my kids pizza. I can't even buy them a Happy Meal. They're coming to take my van. I need to know the actions I can take so that these things don't happen. That was my speech to Mary Ann Penn when I finally asked her, what is, how can this business help me? Because I don't have a lot of time. I already have 2 jobs and I'm still not making it. And she said, you've got to be willing to fit this into your life, not fit your life into Avon. Fit Avon into your life. Of course, I sat there with this dumb look on my face, like, okay, I think I got you. And she said, you want to know what that means? And I'm like, yeah, could you tell me, just to make sure we're on the same page? We weren't on any page. I was like, please tell me. I don't want to look like a dummy, but I'm feeling like a dummy. And she said, brochures, samples, business cards. When you get to a point that you can, a sign on your car. We didn't have social media then. So if you notice, the first thing that came out of my mouth wasn't, hey, let's do some social media and let's make 2 free shipping posts a day. Or let's just do a promotion and that should be all I need to get this done. No, I'm here to tell you, social media is a great additive, but let me tell you, I'm going to piss so many people off when they watch this on replay. Social media has made people lazy. That's what it's done. You want to know my opinion? My opinion is, it's not that the people who just try on social media, they don't work hard. I mean, I'm sure that they have to put They have to put lotion on their fingertips all the time to keep those fingers right where they need them, right? I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. I'm telling you that unless you have this huge following or huge things in place, that alone is not going to do it. It's not. So if you're following somebody, they go, you don't understand. I watch her YouTube. They said this works for them. All I got to do is follow how they do it. Now you've been following them 6 months. How's that working for you? Oh, you still see them putting their numbers up, doing their, but what's happening with you? Because you got stuck on one game plan instead of making your own game plan. And social media needs to be part of it, y'all. It does. But if you think the only way this is going to work is through social media, I just don't think so. At almost 20 years, and I'm still not a believer that that's the way that you get things done. I love the fact, look, I told you guys the story last time about the fact that somebody said, I was scrolling through Facebook. She said, and you popped up, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Are we like friends? I mean, I know I'm public. I got the little globe going on, but like, I'm trying to figure out how I end up on your Facebook. And she says, I don't know. She says, but let me tell you what happened. I just put in Avon. And she goes, now the first thing that came up was like Avon page, like the Avon page thing. And I said, okay. And she says, but as I was scrolling a day later, she goes, I guess because I put Avon in, she said, you had put something on. And of course I had like hashtag Avon and whatever in there. And she goes, and I thought, there's my sign. There's my Avon person. I thought, 20 years, social media then just took a turn for me. I would have had one customer. Are you following me? If that's all, okay, social media is here and this is what you do. Look. Building a business, and I'm not just talking about Avon. Hi, Miss Inez. I see she just popped on. Hello, baby. I am not just talking about our business, although this is what we're talking about tonight is our direct sales business. But I need you to know, tire companies, mechanics, people who do homeschooling and they want to bring more, no matter what the business is, they all use this. But let me tell you, none of them use just one thing, just social media. They don't do that. They have brochures. They have they put advertisements out in these little newspapers. They put they have business cards. I know people go, but everybody need a digital business card. I have a digital business card. I have the shuffle. I love it. I use it with my team. I use it to welcome new representatives. I use it to talk to my customers about something that's coming. But not everybody is going to be into the digital card, y'all. So what do I do? Just forget the people who aren't? Just forget the people who want to look at brochures. Just forget the people who would like to actually have that business card to put up on their refrigerator in case they need their skin so soft. If you're just looking for a certain customer, I'm not here to make you feel bad. Well, kind of, but not really. Okay, just a little bit, maybe. Just don't get mad at me. Don't quit yet. Don't quit. If you really want to build a business, we are a company that caters to so many different people who come from so many different places in life. And do you want to know why I know that? Because when I came to this business, now let me go back. When I was part of Avon, as far as a customer, I was in a different place. And when I rolled up to needing something in my life and Avon came in, I was in a different place. And then about 2016, 2017, I was at the top of my game in Avon. And then I look at where I am now. Do you understand how these hills, these valleys, it shifts? And those shifts are what tells me, what have I not been doing lately that was working for me when I was freaking hungry? And when I mean hungry, I don't mean hungry for business. I mean hungry, where is the next meal coming from? Maybe you're not there. Maybe you're not. It's okay. Maybe, and I hope for your sake, maybe you've never been there. I hope. But for somebody like myself, who has been to the lowest of the lows, but has always decided that I'm not going to stay there, I have always been able to go back to things like, Molly, how do people know what you do? Do you know that during the whole time of the pandemic down here, I didn't have a sign on my car? One, I couldn't find somebody down here to do signs or do anything as far as that goes. And here comes the other one and only Jennifer Reed. And then I knew that I needed a sign on my car. I knew, and I'm glad I didn't, almost, because I got another car. But one of the first things I realized that I needed to do was I needed to let North Carolina, specifically Statesville, Winston-Salem, anywhere else I was, let them know that they had an Avon rep, and how in the world could they get in touch with me? And that's what I did. And now that part of me feels complete again. Now, not everybody's going to rush out and they're going to put a sign on their car. Some people are weird. They don't want to put their phone numbers out there. I welcome the stalkers. Bring it. I can handle it. Come on, stalker. Call me. It's good. I welcome it. Let's do this. You can do it if you want to. You don't have to do it. I'm going to tell you, in 19 years, listen, 19 years of having a sign on my car. If I wanted a stalker, I couldn't own one. Okay, ain't nobody in my, I wanted somebody to go, baby, I really saw your Avon sign, and that's hot. That is hot, baby. I really, really want to stalk you now, honey. I want you. Let me tell you something. It didn't happen. I mean, Lee tell me I'm hot all the time, thank God, but he in the car with me. He ain't even looking at the sign. Okay, so it's good. I'm telling you, the things that people make you worry about. Have you ever had somebody in your family, and I know people who have signs, I need you to think about this. You drive up, you come into a family event, and somebody goes, oh my gosh, like you got like your name and your phone number and your email, and you, I mean, girl, anybody could get they could steal your identity. And I'm like, are you trying to ruin my day here? Why do you care what's on the back of my car? Well, I mean, honestly, and what happens is you go, oh no, and then here you go, let's go to Onward no matter what. Oh my gosh, my brother just said, after I just spent X amount of dollars for this, I need to take the sign off of my car, and I need to take it off because there are stalkers out there, and then people could come. And I'm sitting here thinking, because he knows that, because your brother's been stalked how many times? And so I guess that's why Pepsi and, Kraft macaroni and cheese and everybody else who had the mechanics. And by the way, they some hot blue collar walkers out, but I have never once called the number on the plumbing company truck to say, hey baby, driver number 13945 is hot, and now I want a plumbing problem. Could you send him to my house? Do you see how ridiculous that is? Come on. I mean, now that I think about it, maybe I should do that, but I've never really thought about that before until right now. So I'm thinking to myself, why would you stop yourself from benefiting on somebody knowing who you are and what you have and what you do? If you're sitting in a place and you're eating and you're leaving, and maybe you have great conversation with the waitress. No, I didn't say hold her at the table while she's trying to service 18 different other tables, and you're trying to hold her there talking about Avon and the fact that she should sell and the fact that she should. No. Great conversation. How you doing? Do you like your job? Wow, this is great. You're a great server, blah, blah, blah. And then before you leave, there's a brochure with maybe a little recruiting flyer, and there may be something that says, you know what, if you ever looking to earn some extra money besides what you do here, I am always looking for people like you. Because girl, you get it done. You got all these tables and you are on top of it. And they're like, oh, and they're like, oh, Avon, yeah, I know Avon. My mom, oh, I know. Look, I don't want to hold you up, but I had this with me, And if you don't, that's cool. But hey, if you see anything in here you want, hey, just let me know, because you're working all these hours. I'll deliver it to you. The conversation is short. And maybe it's not a brochure. Maybe you ran out, but you have a business card. Or maybe now that we have these things called iPhones and Androids, you could say, hey, let me send you my information, because I would love to. This is where my digital card comes in that I use. But sometimes, even if it's not that, just, hey, what's your name? Hey, I'll send you, matter of fact, I'll send you a digital link to the brochure. And if you decide you want a paper brochure, you let me know, because I'll make sure you get it. Again, there's a relationship developing here. And then my final thing is, and what's your name? Because if I come back in here and you're working, I want to make sure I get your table, because it's really like for you to wait on me again, because you get it done. And then you always leave a good tip, or they don't believe you. Okay, so you got to leave a good tip. Oh my gosh. So here's my deal. What are you doing to let people know what you're doing besides social media? Now, if you're the opposite and you're telling me that you're not doing anything on social media, but you're doing all the other things, I would again say the same thing. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Why? You have all these people from high school in your groups. They're all sharing. They're all doing their thing. So my question would be, hold on, guys. I got to. There we go. Got to do a mute here. Up. There we go. So my question would be to you, why aren't you letting people know what you're doing in the social media world? You should be. Now, should you be annoying? I'm going to tell you right now, some Avon reps, let me tell you how annoying they are with their Avon posts. They could have told me that they just had a cyclone that went down there. I mean, tornado done tore their street up. And I'm so used to seeing 100 Avon posts that I would never stop to look at their posts, because that's all they ever post about is Avon, 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 Avon. And they don't even incorporate life. It is nothing but Avon. I'm an Avon rep. I should be supporting you. And it annoys me. Are you kidding? I'm going to be honest. It annoys me. You're not putting your life into it. You're not talking about what's going on. I can pull some people out right here that I can see right now. And one of them, and I don't mean to pick on them, but I can't help myself sometimes. I think about Diane Shear. Diane is a person that I always stop. Do you know why? Because sometimes her good looking son is in the pictures and he's doing this great thing with firefighting. And I want to see, oh, what's going on now with him? Sometimes it's her dogs. And I'm like, because I don't have a dog anymore. I'm like, I got to stop and see everybody's dog, you know. But sometimes her stuff is absolutely Avon. But you know what happens? I still stop, because I want to see what she's doing. One of my new girls, Jen Messer. Let me tell you about Jen. And I have not been following Jen like before this. I have not. So this is strictly like in the last month the girl's been with me. I never go by, if I see her name, even if I'm like in the middle of a DoorDash or something and I'm sitting waiting for my next DoorDash, I will see her name when I'm scrolling. I'll go, whoops, so hold on, let me look and see what she's talking about. You know why? Because it's never just her Avon business. It's not. And when she does do her Avon business, she always incorporates it with some other thought she's got going on in her head. And how she has that many thoughts going on in one day is beyond me, but she does. But what I like about her is there's always something new, because you know why? I'm going to put it in a nutshell for you. She's just a sharer. She loves people. Not everybody, but she loves people. For the majority, she loves people. And people stop, and you want to know how I know that she loves people and that people love her? Because people comment underneath her posts. And I go, look, Jen, I'm horrible. I'm such a stalker by trade. I really am. That was, if I could get paid for stalking on social media, girl, let me tell you, I would be rich right now. Anyways, squirreling. I will go look at the people and go, are they associated with Avon? I will, and I'm not saying that she never has Avon people. So I do, because I'm an Avon person and I do, and I like her stuff. But my point is, I'm looking and these people are commenting. You know why? Because they knew how serious she was in her last business that she was in. And they realized that when she decides to take something up, because they know her from life and social media, they absolutely know that she is all in, not just 1 foot, not just 3 toes, not just, I'm just going to mess with this and see how this goes. This might be, have you ever heard that? I'm just going to play with this. A new person comes on, you're welcome. And I'm so excited for you. What are your goals? I'm not sure I really have any. And if you're one of my new people and you're thinking this, I didn't know this beforehand, just so you know. But if this is you, I'm sorry, right here between the eyes. I get it. I know. I'm just going to dabble a little bit. Let me tell you what dabbling does for you. It costs you money. You don't make money. It costs you money. I'm going to dabble. I'm going to get some few things. I'm going to go get all that stuff from Amazon to make samples. And I'm going to go get this. And I'm going to get these pretty bags because I saw another rep had that going on. And I'm going to do all this. And I'm like, oh, that's great. How many customers do you have? None. I don't have any. You don't have any established customers. No. Okay. Okay, where are you gonna meet the customers at? What are you doing in your life that you're gonna see? Well, I don't really leave the house a lot because I got my 2 babies. Then why are you spending all the money to make all this stuff if you're not? I'm trying to connect the dots here. Where are the dots at? I see dots all over the place, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going to connect them at. We get so caught up. Sometimes this is why I hate social media. We get so caught up with what we see people doing that in the midst of all that, we're like, oh, great idea. Oh, great. Do you know some great ideas are okay to be put on the list of future great ideas when I have some customers' great ideas? The ideas we need to be working on now, if you don't have an established customer base, would be, how do I establish customers? How do I turn people on to my business and to my products? But most of all, how do I make people love me so that they will want to look at my products? I have gotten so much engagement from the lip butter. And the truth of the matter is, thank you, Avon, if you're watching this. This has been a lip color that for me, I got to be honest, it's one of the few that are right up my alley, because I'm not the girl who wants to wear the dark red lipstick all the time and the dry matte and all of that. But if I have something like y'all see me shoot, I'm still going on the VDL here, peppermint. I bought 5 of these when they took them away, and I think I have 2 left, but that's a whole nother story. I'm a lip balm girl. I'm a butter girl. That is what I am. That is what I do. This has been wonderful for me. And do you know what the difference is? I have been able to take something that I truly love. And by the way, first time ever, 6 colors, and I love all 6 colors. Every single one of them I think is fabulous. And I can tell you that normally when they bring out lip colors, 2, I might find 2. Yeah, I could venture out and wear something that's not really me, but it's really not me. And so I took that and I started putting that into my everyday posts. And yeah, a lot of Avon people, they come on but my sister-in-law who lives in Maryland said, oh wow, that could be really up my alley. And then my cousin texted me and said, which of those colors do you think that I really like? I saw the post. And I thought, yeah, I know what the difference is. The difference is I'm not trying to sell something that I'm not really a fan of. Social media is important. It is important, but it is not the do-all. It's not the do-all. Brochures, business cards, maybe a digital business card, being able to share your digital brochure, which is, we have one of the best in the business, our digital brochure. I know it took them a long time to get there, but once they got there, it's fabulous. People can go look at that page to page, click on what it is that they want. It's all designated to you. You should be sharing that. And a hint for Facebook, when you're talking about something and you want them to be able to go look, don't put it in your top post, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments, because see, Avon wants you to pay for all the Facebook wants you to pay for all the advertising. So if you're going to put all the links in your original post, what's going to happen is they're just going to change the algorithm so nobody sees it, or very few people see it. So, but if you post about what you love, but then you put the link to go there in your comment, then the thing is, then it's comment. See, so they're not worried about the comments, they're worried about the post. Goals. Do you really know what you want? Look, my team gets, teams like, I just want to make you proud. I just want to, we just love it when you celebrate us. But the point is, I'm going to celebrate you regardless. What I want to know is, what is it that you want? Because I know what I want. And I would love to teach people how to do what I do. But I need to know what your big, hairy goal is. Is that ordering pizza for your kids? Is that the fact that you need to have some work done on your car? Is it that, like me, I'm paying off medical bills? I mean, there's all different things. It can be, I want a new refrigerator. I want to put the money away. I want to take the kids to Disney World. I want to pay off my car note. There are so many things that are your goals. Or how about this? I just want to prove to myself that I can do this. Because Miss Inez is that person for me this year. Miss Inez, she didn't say, oh, I won't do that for I'd love to think that she loves me so much that she just wants to make money for me. I would love to think that. But you know what she said? I'm not fooling around. I'll never forget the conversation. I'm not fooling around. This is my time. I am doing this time. And I thought, I'm not gonna lie. I said, we'll see. I did, Miss Inez. I said, we'll see. And all of a sudden, I started seeing her orders like not only consistent, but they were getting bigger. And I was like, man, girlfriend is not kidding. And then I kept seeing her getting closer and closer to Premiere. And all of a sudden, bam. I personally think it's the honey bun cake that drove her over the edge when she knew she could get one of those. But that's just me trying to be me. But yeah, she's going to get a honey bun cake. I haven't made any of them yet, Miss Inez. I have not left you out. Mama been trying to catch up on business, but
Okay, that's my goal, is to get one.
You're going to get one, and you getting one of them ones like I said, Phyllis that time, and you're going to get your own personal size one, girl. Yes, you
That's
are.
what
I mean,
I'm talking about.
honey, I asked my team, what you want? You want $100 in products? No, I want a honey bun cake. That's what I want. Could you just make the honey bun cake? Yeah, I don't know what it is about them, but they are great honey bun cakes. But Miss Inez was another one. I can reach out with people here and on my team and can just say, I know what they want. And then let's talk about this. Sabotage. Sometimes self-sabotage, sometimes life sabotage. What do I mean by that? Well, we've talked a little bit about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage can be when you let everybody else dictate what you're going to do, except you and what you want to do. People always think that I mean, when I say things like this, that I mean you should toss those people out of your life. Oh, no, you never want to do that. Because once you get to where you know you were going to go, and then you get there and they didn't think you could, oh, you want them to be around to see it. Be very clear. Don't block them. Don't rule them out. Just hold your course so that you can go bam and watch them come underneath your posts and go, oh my God, I just knew that you would do that. You're just so amazing. It's so wonderful. I just knew, girl, you had that going on. I knew you was going to reach that goal. And you're sitting here thinking, you big fat liar. I'm not even going to say that because I'll be the bigger person, but you're a big fat liar. That's what you are.
You always leave them there so they can report back to their team.
Yes, Miss Inez, absolutely. That's exactly right. And if you've got those people drive me. They drive me. You know, the family who have had this problem my whole business. This is a very real, and if you've been there, you know, and maybe you haven't. And if you haven't, again, one of those things, I'm glad you haven't. I have got family that no matter how much they tell me, oh, well, look at what you've done, or look at what you've come through, or whatever, they still hate the fact that Avon holds this place in my heart, that I call you all my tribe, my family. That when I make statements like, it's not just about the DNA, that these people stand for you, with you, beside you. They don't try to take the role in front of you. They are there for you. And when I say that, immediately it's like, I don't know, who were you talking about then? What do you mean? What are you saying, that you don't want to be in the family? You don't want to be in the DNA? And I'm like, no, go back and read the post. I'm simply saying what I said. This is the truth. This is what I have found here. Oh, well, Molly, this Avon thing, it's kind of like this. It's like the next best thing to a cult. Well, you know what? If it's the next best thing to a cult, I'll take this, because there's never been as much love and support and understanding and people who just want to see people succeed. And I would love to tell you just between me and my team, but it's not true, because I have been watching it for years in Onward, no matter what, that sometimes I have to look and go, oh man, Pat Velasca, she's not part. Brooke Sandita, they're not part. But look at them celebrating. They don't even know these people, but what they know is they remember where they were when they hit that goal, and they know how exciting that is. We get so used to, as PC members, going, oh, we're PC, oh, we're Honor Society, oh, we're Roll Circle. I'm not taking it away from you. I know what hard work it is, but you're established. Never forget, for the people coming in who are hitting Premier, who are getting that first sign up, who are finally, oh my gosh, I just got 2 new customers. Oh, I got my first $100 order. Do you really remember what that felt like? Because I do. I remember it. I never forget where I've come from in this business or in life, because when I see somebody, and what will happen is I'll hear people talk, like rolling eyes, like, oh no, how about this? Oh, I got my first $100 order, and here comes Miss Know-It-All, 5 comments down. Oh yeah, well, I just got a $238 one. I don't care about your $238 order. Celebrate the person who needs the celebration at the time. Be the person that you would want them to be for you. And yes, it does anger me. This upstaging in businesses, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. If you got your first $50 orders, I remember when that felt like $1 million. I remember the first title, and we didn't even have bronze ambassadors back then. Okay, I don't even know what they called us. They called us unit leaders. They call me so many things. I'm like, I don't care what you call me. Just show me the money. That's all we care about. That's mine and Lee's attitude with everything. But the truth is, you've got to learn how to celebrate other people's victories. Because when all you have in your sights is what you want, you're going to lose that battle. It's like me saying, oh, well, I'm going to beat my team up because you know what? I remember when my team was doing 42,000 a campaign. I remember before things took a turn here and there. I remember when those executive leader numbers were no problem. My team needs to get to work. No, you know what needs to happen? I need to start by leading by example. If I want bigger numbers for my team, I've got to show them how I'm getting bigger numbers. For me personal, I want them to hit PC, then I better darn shite have myself out there, and I better hit PC too. I better do what I'm telling them that if they want to get somewhere, they're going to want to do. It's the truth, guys. You can't just beat people up, or you're always looking for the chance to make yourself look bigger than the other person. If you think that's attractive, I'm here to tell you, Mama Molly don't lie to you. You know that. That's not attractive. And behind the keyboard, not typing, you got about 50 people who commented, and they rolling their eyes. But you know why they ain't rolling them in the little emojis? Because they know Mama Molly gonna get pissed off if they do that. So let's just let it handle. Do you know I've gone in and deleted people's comments who've done that because I was so determined this person was going to get all the praise they needed? And I would love to tell you that this was about people on my team. It's not. It's about my tribe. It's about the fact that these people are in our Onward no matter what group because they Don't get support anywhere else. If you want to get higher, if you want to get better at this, then learn how to celebrate and help other people. Because in the end, that's what this business is about. It's not about the next title you make. And if you're following somebody that's all it's about, give it time. You're either going to become like them, which may not be too attractive, or you're going to say, no, that's really not what I want. I want to make a living for me and my family. I want to have my own business. I want to be able to meet the bill. I don't want to be, I can remember when I said, I just don't want to be late paying a bill anymore. I don't want every time that the phone rings, I don't want it to be a bill collector. And if you've never been there, then you don't know. But I've been there. I have been there thinking, please, somebody just say hi. They want to talk to me, please. The only people who wanted to talk to me were bill collectors. Man. And I can remember the day when everything got caught up. And by the way, that was 2 years into my business. And I can remember no more late notices coming in. And I remember when somebody called me then, it was a customer. It was somebody who wanted to join my team because we didn't have social media. So they had to call you. Those things. See, people go, oh, Molly, I don't even know why you'd want to remember that. Do you want to know what keeps me humble where I'm at? Do you know what keeps me where I'm at? You know why you still follow me? Because I will never forget what I have come from. And when I watch people who are worse up than me or who are in where I'm right there going, girl, I feel you. I feel you. I know what that's like. And I'm telling you, you can make it through this. And we're all here to support you. Okay, that's just a whole nother thing. Let's talk about consistency. We know, how are you letting people know what you're doing? You got to figure out what your goal is. And you really should. If you don't have a goal for now until the end of the year, you need to figure it out. And you need to be serious. And if that means that you really don't think that you can hit Premier, that you can't really put into it what you think you need to, it's okay to make a smaller goal, y'all. It's okay to say, you know, I may not make 5,000 in sales, but you know what? What I do want to do is that new incentive that Avon just put out for 18 to 20. I want to earn the money for the products. I want to do that. And since I only have 3 customers now, I would like to have 10 more established customers. And I'd really like to do at least 3,000 in sales. You're allowed to start smaller. You're allowed, hey, and what if you made that goal? And what if by the time campaign 23 hit, maybe you hit all those goals? And then you're like, okay, but I still got 24, 25, 26, 3 biggest campaigns of the year. What are you going to do with those? Maybe you could do a whole nother $1,000. And you know what you've just shown yourself? By the time the end of campaign 26 gets here, this is what you've shown yourself. No matter where you're at. When I started, beginning, all you seasoned reps, you think, when I started, I had X amount of customers. I had X amount of, this is when I started this sport. But here as a newbie, okay, I think I have 3 people who have bought from me. But now here we come at the end of campaign 26 and the beginning of January, when you look at your customer base and you say, holy crap, I've got 26 customers. I did $3,500 in sales, and I have 2 people on my team. Only one's put in an order, but hey, I'll take 50%. Do you know what I'm saying? When you can look and go, don't tell me I'm not, nobody makes their million in 6 campaigns. I got news for you. Nobody makes their million in 20 years. Okay. I'd love to tell you that's true, but it hadn't been for me for sure. But what goals have you put on, and where are you at the end of that time frame? I need you to think about that, because if you meet it, whoo, if you exceeded it, whoo, but maybe you're just really, really close, but you didn't quite. But don't stop there. this is where you were at the beginning, but how much further are you, even if you didn't make that big, hairy goal? Do you have more customers? Do you have more recruits? Do you feel more comfortable in your business because you talk about it more, you share it more? What are your pluses? Don't spend all that time beating yourself up. Don't spend all that time saying, I wish I had parents to take care of. I had a sick dad. My dog died and I was sick a lot and I was going through cancer. Don't dwell on the hard things. Praise yourself for where you've gotten through the hard times. Sometimes that's what keeps you going. You got to recognize, yeah, where you wanted to go, but where did you really end up? And what does that look like as far as improvement? You've got to know when to cut yourself a little grace, cut yourself a little break. But at the same time, be honest enough with yourself to say, there's so much more I could have done. And if I didn't meet that goal, I didn't meet it because I didn't do what I should have done. That's called looking in the mirror and just plain owning it. And I will tell you that there have been times in my business and my life that that's been the hardest discussion I've ever had with myself. That no matter what Avon had done or hadn't done, that somewhere in all of this, I had to take personal responsibility of what maybe I could have done differently. What could I have done better? And did I spend too much time being angry and frustrated and letting other people dictate that I should be embarrassed about the fact that I have an Avon business? While you're sitting over there and you have nothing but popcorn and Netflix, sister, are you serious? And I'm trying to build something here. I'm trying to build relationships. I'm trying to make some money. And you've got that. So you're going to really tell me that's the better business here? I'm not cutting on Netflix. I love me some Netflix. But if all you're going to do is sit around and eat bonbons and popcorn, you're not going to work your business, then that's going to be why you don't get to your goals. So your thought processes, what are you thinking? Look, your brain can play some sick tricks on you. Do you think I've never once sat back and said, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here? I don't know if this is for me anymore. I don't know if this is really where God wants me. I have had more of those conversations with myself in the last year. And every time I've taken those conversations to God, man, he has unloaded the heavens and said, let me tell you why. And I don't mean he's unloaded it with money and orders and new recruits. All that stuff has come too. That's been great. He showed me that this Avon thing is not just about me, that it's about the people I come in contact with, the people who have showed me and taught me so much about myself. They've taught me how to be patient, because I never was in the beginning. Ask some who were in the group in the beginning. This girl had more haters than she cares to talk about. And sometimes I can look back now and say it was my own fault. Sometimes not so much. They have taught me how to be better. They've taught me how to say I'm sorry. They've taught me how to take a look at myself. They've taught me how to be a better communicator, but mostly it's just taught me how to love people no matter what. Because that's what this business takes. Unruly customers, people who get on your last nerves, but they put in a great order. You're like, oh Lord, get me through this one because I just want to smack her when I see her. I'm just like, and she'll never get a piece of my honey bun cake. I don't care how much I have to say I love her. I'm done. It's not happening. I mean, I have them. Do you honestly think that I have team members and they all love me? Don't make me laugh, okay? I have got people who are on my team who, if they could get off my team, let me tell you, girlfriend, but Avon's got this great rules that they have to suffer through me of no putting in orders for 26 campaigns plus 6 more. It warms my heart. It warms my heart like nobody's tomorrow. They're saying, Molly, why aren't you a better person? Why aren't you simply saying, Molly, let's just make this right? Because when you got no want to come in and love and want to make it right, then I am going to make it painful every time you get my email, every time you get my text, every time you do what I'm going to be your painful person. I need you to know that. I'm going to be that person. Oh my gosh, I told her to take me off the list. Nope. If you can't reach down and click that book that says take me off it, nope, we ain't doing it. We ain't. It's okay. If everybody likes you, then you have a problem. You have a problem because you know what you told me. Then you have what I call you have a pretzel syndrome. You're so worried about being liked that you're going to twist yourself every which way up to a pretzel. You got your leg behind, behind your neck. You got your arm, double twisted around you. Like, I haven't touched that butt cheek and I don't know how long, but I'll do it for you. Okay. I mean, you got pretzel because you're just trying to be what everybody wants you. Amy, yours is coming. Be quiet. You girl, stop it. You know you're going to get some honey bun cake. Be quiet. Oh my goodness. Oh my, all these girls that are working, they're like, they always talks about giving it to Miss Inez. She ain't talking about nobody else. I ain't going to get no. Pretzel syndrome. Stop trying to be liked by everybody.
Exactly. Don't worry
Thank you,
about
Miss
my honey
Inez.
bun cake. Don't
That's
worry
right.
about me.
That's right. Don't worry about me. That's right. What about yourself? Isn't that
That's right.
What about yourself? That's what they say. You've got to stop it. You leaders who are on here, you got team members. You think that, you have to be everything for them. Let me tell you something. Number one, they need to start learning how to stand on their feet and decide what they want. Because this business is about independence. It's not about dependence. It's about holding their hand until it's time to push them out the nest. And then when they do, and they start flapping those wings, let me tell you something. They're going to soar and they don't even know it. Quit worrying about whether they're mad at you, because you know what they do? It takes you away from your other team people. Then quit it. Quit it. And being mad doesn't hurt anybody but you. You know how I know that? Because I was a lifetime Maddie for a long time at certain people in my life. And you know what? I don't even think, I don't even think they cared that I didn't like them. So the only person that was hurting was me. It was me. I could have been out there making a difference in people who want to hear what it takes to make a difference. So quit worrying about the people who just want you to stay where they want you. Because simply say to them, I am not a pretzel. I am not a pretzel. I will not be subjected to pretzel syndrome. I will not, because I can't think of the last time I've had my leg up behind my neck. So see, we're not going to do that for anybody in life. Thank you, Mitch. Lee, don't get all excited there. I'm just saying, that's crazy stuff right there. Mama's old, 60 years old. It's happening. I'm telling you, bad stuff right there. I don't know how we got on that, but I'm just going to move on. Okay, so we're talking about pretzel syndrome. Now we're going to move on. Okay. Quit convincing other people to believe in you. We talked about that. And the one final thing I'll say about the people you feel like aren't supporting you, what I would say is change your direction. Start catering to the people who do believe in you. You know that person that you just want them to try a product so you can prove them wrong and they're going to love the product. You just want to give it to, you just want them to win, right? I just want them to say, I love this Avon product. Quit trying to make them love it. And the people who do love it, you want to go after more people like that. That's what you want. You want more people like that. You want to make sure that you are in tune to the people that you want to do business with. And your customers, you realize you get to choose them. You get to choose them. And does that mean that we take a lot? We do. You know, what are you doing to use the established, wonderful, positive support uh, balance that you have? Are you scared to ask people, your customers that you have you thought about, hey, if I give you an extra brochure, would you be willing to share this at your work or with somebody that you come in contact with? Because if they purchase from me, I do this all the time, still 20 years I've been doing this. If this person buys from me online or in person, and they mention you, they email me, they let me know, hey, I only hooked up with you because of such and such, then you know what? I'm gonna give her something free. I'm gonna give her a thank you, a gift. I'm gonna do something for her because people who have already established they love me and I'm their person, I want more people like that. I don't know how many more years God's going to give me here on this earth, but this is what I know. I want more people who choose to be in my life. I don't want people that I have to strong arm them. I don't want people that I've got to change who I truly am to make them love me. Now, that being said, if there's something I need to change because when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not liking what I'm seeing, that's something completely different. Because I will tell you, if you got 10 people telling you that they're trying to stay away from you, or you notice that they're shifting away from you, this is what I'm going to ask you. Are those 10 people wrong and you're right? Think about it. I used to say that all the time. My brother, God rest his soul, Michael, when he thought he was right, he thought he was right. And he would say, nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to see me. I go to the door, nobody's at home. You know, I'm this and that. And I'm like, Michael, you have such a negative attitude right now, dude. I'm like, I don't have a negative attitude. There's nothing negative about me. I've just been going through a lot, Michael. So what you're telling me is me and the 15 people who don't really want to be around you right now. Are you telling me that we're wrong and you're right? That ratio just don't work too well for me. Well, I think they should just love me for me, but you're an asshole. So I'm not going to love you for that. Okay. You need to change that, Michael. So if you're that person and you're not very nice, I need you to know, look in the mirror, figure out what you need. When people come on to Onward and they go, I can't believe this customer said this, and this. And you know what I said? I said, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like I'm going, oh, well, girl, you would have been much better just going to your car and talking to yourself like you was having the conversation with her about, you know what I wanted to say to her, but I didn't. You wouldn't have had them conversations. You don't have conversations with her because you know what? She ain't gonna buy from you anymore. You just lost $70 order for the future. What you gonna do? No, you don't. You get, and you just, I get in the car and I hit Lee. Bam, Lee, I don't like her. I know I can, bam, I don't hit Lee. I'm gonna hit you, Lee. He's like, don't hit me because they're being jerks. And I'm like, I know. I just got to let it out. That's why you hear right here. I'm going to hit you, Lee. That's what I'm going to do. So what happens? You got to do it. Hit the dashboard or do this. Jesus, fix it. I'm telling you, sometimes that works. Sometimes it don't because it's a test for you, but sometimes it works. So what is it? What is it that you want to build your business? What are your goals? These are all looking for so many of you. You've heard this 101 times. I get it. And I know this is probably what people were not expecting in the end, but I'm going to say this. It's not all about you, Cupcake. If you didn't need this, that's okay. Hopefully there'll be something eventually that you will need from this. But I have people on my team who, whether they're on the call here or not, or they're going to watch it, somebody's going to need this message. You know, not every message is for you. But this is what I will tell you. If you dig deep enough, just like me digging those potatoes, I thought they were all up out of the ground. And I remember Pop, he hollered up there, just dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. And I went and I dug a little deeper. And you know what? These baby potatoes, you know, the ones that you pay like an arm and a leg for at the store. Yes, very little ones. Lori, yep, those. All of a sudden, they started coming up. By the time I got done, because I didn't stop. See, I could have stopped. Oh, this first layer, this was great. I didn't know there was another layer. I started out, I probably had like 2 or 3 pounds of potatoes. When I got done, I had 10 pounds of potatoes, all different sizes. It's just like my team. I have all these different personalities. I have all these different goals. I have all these different loves, all these different places they come from. I have this tribe that everybody is their own person with their own goals, and it's the way it should be. But if I had stopped because somebody didn't like me, if I had stopped because somebody was talking smack about me, if I had stopped because my family doesn't really support me the way that they should, if I had stopped because my husband or whoever, my kids were not on board with me, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you. See, I just had to keep digging because, as you can see, I found my people. They just weren't exactly who I thought they were going to be or who they were supposed to be. It was better because these people, yeah, they accept me for me. And you know what happens? They make business better. And when the family life is hard, and when the work job is hard, and you're struggling and you're worried, man, it's really great to get together with people who you can just be like, yeah, they get me. They know where I'm at. We can talk about customers together. We can talk about unruly people together. We can say, I get you. I feel you. When family doesn't do what they should do, man, I get you. Let me tell you my story. I know. When you've had a down campaign, but you really did do everything you should have done, and it happens. It's okay because we've been there. Don't give up. The next campaign can be better. If you don't hit the big, hairy goal, it's okay. There is a new goal to be made. What I will guarantee you is you're further along to meeting that new goal now because now you have more customers, more sales, better knowledge, better confidence in yourself, more understanding, and you've decided this is for me. So now here comes the new goal. And then, like Miss Inez, you're like, this is it. I've got the start. I know what my plan is. And no matter what, I'm going to get there. And I want to tell you, I would love to tell you some of that was because of me. It wasn't. She made a plan. She dug her heels in and she said, this business is going to work for me. I'm going to do everything I can. And when she chose that, she had a cheering squad behind her on our team who said, oh yeah, we're going to watch you do it. We know you're going to get it done. And then in comes the honey bun cake. So now she's getting honey bun cake too. So it's a win-win all the way around. It's a good thing. This is what business is about. It's about what you want, y'all. Don't lose sight of that. What do you want? Figure it out and figure it out quickly because fourth quarter is upon us. Figure out what you want between now and the end of the year and make the goal. And by the way, no matter what the problems are you're going through, make the goal. Because I've always found out that the worst times when people are dying of cancer and people are sick and people are in heart failure and you're working all the time and there's not enough hours in a day and nobody gets you and your dog dies or your cat dies or your kids are in a bad way, no matter what happens, the one thing you can control is your business. And I know that because it's been my life the last 20 years, that when I couldn't control anything else, I could say, I can work on this. I can work on me at the same time that I'm working on this. And sometimes it was my sanity. It can be your sanity. But what happens, let me tell you what normally happens. What normally happens is this. Normally, you take your Avon business and you just put it on the back burner. Oh, I'm going through this. So I'm just going to take Avon and I'm going to move it back here on the back, really small burner where it doesn't cook real good. You know how that goes. They give you them small burners on the back. They don't work with crap, no matter what they say. Great stove, no matter where you're buying it from. But them small burners are just not the best burners. It's the big ones up front that are the big ones. But what happens is We had our Avon business up here, and it was, man, it was toasty. It was at the right boil. It was good. It was bringing in the customers. You were learning what to do with this. You decided you knew when to get samples, all of that. You knew what to do. But then up, hold on, life happened. Let me just slide this back here. And let me put these three things on this big burner up here. When actually you forgot what the number one rule is. Figure out how to work Avon into your life, not your life into Avon. Avon is not that difficult to work into your life. When you make sure you're ready, you got a sign on your car, you got business cards, you got brochures. If you're going to the bank or you're dropping them off, are you making use of your time with what you have, your business tools during your everyday journey? Samples. Let's talk about them real quick. I'm looking right now. I pulled out my What's New 19. Just looking at this. Samples are not always on sale, you guys. Not always. But when they are, that's when you put the money into samples. Come on now. Like, I'm looking here, love it first try, and I'm looking at every stinking just about sample is on sale. $1.75 from $2.25, $3.75, $2.50, 79 cents, 59 cents. Normally $1, 59 cents, 69 cents. And then sometimes they have these premium skincare samples where you can get 18 samples for $1.29. 15 samples for 99 cents. 20 samples for $2.99. But now, let's just wait and let's just get them when they're like full price. Don't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, we got to put on the thinking cap. But when I see that, I'm on that. I'm on that right away. I'm on it. I'm on it because the one thing I will always have use for is samples. So take advantage. You want to know how you can be a better skincare person? When you get the samples, start figuring out what those samples are for. One at a time. Don't make a college lesson about all the samples. Take the couple, look, get the new vitamin C bundle, which includes a sample pack and try it sizes, 5 samples and 2 try it sizes for $3.99. Those things right there. Figure out what the priming moisturizer, the illuminating moisturizer, and the brightening eye. Figure out what they do. And then when you talk to the customer and you say, you know, I've given such and such, I've given you these samples. Let me tell you what these samples do. Your words, not the words of Avon.com, your words. Read it. What do they do? Hey, try them. And would you let me know what you thought? Let me know what you thought. Sometimes I get the samples and I learn about them and I will just put in my private group. You know, wow, you know what? Just got a new bundle of the new vitamin C bundle. These are the things that came with it. Oh my gosh, who would like to try it? Who would like to try it? Who is looking for this to make a difference in these areas? And I never do more than 3 areas. Three. I never give 10 reasons why you should use this. Because see, I get lost after the 4th one. I'm like, I got to put the top 3. And if it does something after that, I'm a happy camper. Don't make it overly hard. Use your samples. The other thing I don't think I've talked about with you guys, but I'm sure if you've watched the YouTubes that from the team, my team knows that I bound this into their head. If you're serious about making Premiere and you're serious about making PC, stop buying all these exclusive offers in the back of the What's New, where you are not being rewarded for the award sales of the products. Now, I'm not saying never. Because let me tell you something. Y'all know I'm a Homestar fan, right? You know I love me some Homestar products. I love them. So, like, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Like that one they had on with the toilet bowl cleanser, where I'm gonna get free toilet bowl cleanser and I'm gonna get the bathroom cleaner too. I need you to know I bought that. $19.99. You know why? Because all my kids use them too. And guess what? My kids don't buy them. I give it to them. Okay. So of course I'm gonna buy that. That makes sense. But you all think that if you buy all this for the free stuff and then you go, I don't understand. Why didn't I make Premiere? Well, why didn't you? Because you just bought something for $40. And in reality, if you had bought those separately for your customers, it would have been like $213 in award sales. So my thing is, if you know they want it, why would you buy this bundle when you could buy the product and you get full commission? You ain't getting no commission when you do this, and you're not getting award sales. And award sales are what's going to get you to Premiere or Honor Society, a President's Club, or Rose Circle, or Inner Circle, or whatever circle you want to be in. This is what I want. I want to be in the money-making circle. That's what I want to be in. I do. But I also want to be smart about getting to the next sales level. I mean, if you're a contender, and most representatives are contenders, you want to go from 25% to 30. You want to go from 30 to 40. You do. You want your 20% items to go up to 25. That is the big, hairy goal right there. That's never going to happen if you live on exclusive bundles. And again, exceptions to every rule. But I'm going to tell you right now, buying these, well, yeah, you can sell them for more. Hey, look, you can get like the one here, the 10 glimmer sticks, $22.99. That's the award sales you're getting, no limit. You get 5 packs of those if you want to, and you can sell them and you can make money. Do you want to make money, or do you want to make smart money? Because I don't know about y'all, but if I can learn how to make money and not quite work as hard, like make President's Club, and then I'm making 40% instead of 25 or 30%, that is smart money. Then you sell for the book prices. Then I got to tell you, then you're like me, you're looking at these going, not unless it's a Homestar, because Molly turned me on to the toilet bowl cleanser, and you know I got to have that. I'm gonna give that to my kids too. Perfume, each at 50% off. I got to tell you, I get it. Your cost $8.99, but had you sold it in the brochure, it would have been $17.99. So you were, so what happens there? Okay, so you're going to get any two haiku fragrances, and they gonna give you a 5-pack of the Haiku Sacred samples. But they on sale on the other page. So don't make no sense. So you don't want to get $19 in award sales. You just want to get $9 in award sales. Add that up. I think for the right situation, I guess these can be great. But if you are a contender trying to get to Premiere, y'all, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. And smart is you got to stay away from those exclusive deals unless it's something that you're just like, I got to have. So let's do this. I'm going to open this up for the next, hold on, let me see where we're at. We've got about 9 minutes. 8 minutes maybe now, 8 minutes. So if you've got questions, if you've got something you want to celebrate, something you want to share, then let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do it now. Because this is, now I will go back to doing live streams in the Onward group every other Tuesday. I will do that. So I'm not taking that away, guys. I will have that. I've just got to get back to I got to get back to my team and me a little bit. I miss being able to do the celebrations with them, and we do a PowerPoint and that kind of stuff. So Jenny says, I just celebrated my 40th birthday. Happy birthday, Jenny. I love that. That is awesome. Miss Lori, what do you have for me? I see your hand up. There she is.
Hi guys. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. I had no plans, and I decided to make my own plans ways back, and I did a Strides fundraiser at my local Chamber of Commerce, which is actually a block away from my house, for the weekend, where I had mostly American Cancer Society stuff, and my business cards, my books were on the table, and just did a fundraiser. And I sat there Friday from 12 to 4, Saturday 12 to 3:30. Sunday was really slow because it's a holiday weekend, and I live on Cape Cod, so I'm in a tourist area. And so that's what I was capitalizing on, but it gave me great exposure to the people in my chamber, to the people in my town, but more importantly, to people from all over the United States that were here for the holiday weekend to vacation. So I met a lot of great people. I raised $261 for the American Cancer Society.
That's
all
great.
by myself.
That's
And,
great.
you know, I just kind of went for it. I was trying to do it for 4th of July, and I said, well, wait a minute, maybe the last hurrah, our Strides Walk here in Boston is October 1st. So I know every region is different, but I said, let me go for the last hurrah weekend, the big weekend here on Cape Cod. And, you know, the exposure in that and meeting the people and hearing the stories, and that's the most important thing to me in growing my business.
That's great.
We all use Facebook, but Facebook has really become, with their algorithms, unless you've got 1 million followers, you're not getting the exposure you really need.
Yeah,
and
very true.
I'm going back to organics. I'm going back to, I'm going to do what I do in my community and book fairs and other charitable events.
Yep, I love that.
You know, more organic.
I love that.
Facebook isn't doing us, it isn't doing a lot of us any favors. So
I
we
get
have
it.
to work
And
extra
you got to
hard.
figure it out. And what happens is,
Yeah.
Lori, you're 100% right, because people say Avon's not working for me because they just try to do it on Facebook and Instagram and social media. I'm just here to tell you that it takes more than that. Takes more than that. I think some can come from that. I'm 100% for that. But, and think about many of you who've been on here, and this story is, a lot of your friends are Avon reps now. Your Avon friends are not going to be buying from you. They're like, I mean, it's great to have their support, but you've got to get out. That's why I tell people, I know it's risky. People say I've never had it be risky, but I'm a firm believer. My posts are public. They are. All of them. I don't care.
I've been public, Molly, since I started my business page, and my personal page, 17 years since I've been on Facebook, 14 years, right around the same time as you.
Yeah.
And I've always been public. And I will tell you, and I put it in the chat, I have had more stalkers and creepy people coming out of Facebook than I have because I have a sign on my car, or I'm handing out my
all those
phone number
stupid
on a book
scammers that are
or
out
a
there. I went
business
through and I
card.
deleted 21 comments that these people were going underneath my friends' comments, and it is a pain, and you're right. So obviously when that stuff happens, it's not, I believe that it has a place. I just don't believe it's the only place to be. I don't. I mean, I still have a Google business page and people
I
still
do
find
too.
me on Google. And is it every single day? No, but it seems to go in throws of a good, and I go in like every time we have a new campaign, I'm in there posting the specials and everything for it because I want
I
people to
do,
see it's
my
new.
Google page, I update, I have a list in my planner. And on Mondays, I update, I put a new something on my Google page. And, like you say, some months are not so great. But then other months, my exposure and my hits are up 475%
Yep.
because people are using their phone
Yep.
to search for what's near me now. I need
And they
Avon
and they want to
now.
know. And I've had so many people look, this isn't just about finding some people, it is about finding the closest person. But the truth of the matter is, I've got people who come to me from 5 towns over who say, I saw your picture on your e-store when I was Googling something and I found you, whatever that looks like. I looked at there, I know there are 4 people in my area. If you don't want to take care of me, I understand, but I just want to deal with you. And I'm like, you don't even know me, but okay. If it's the smile, if it's the picture, if it's what I wrote, if it's the video, I don't know what it is, but again, I just do it all. I do everything. I don't discount anything. I don't discount Facebook, Instagram, but I know one thing, for the first for the first 9 years of this business, there was no social media. There was nothing. And we worked our tails off and we talked to everybody we came in contact with, and we tailgated and we did fairs and we did events and we passed out brochures all the time. And I've got to tell you, I'm not a believer that that doesn't work anymore. I think it all works. I think what happens is we just sometimes take the easy way out because we see a few select people making mass whatever with this, and we think, okay, I can do this too. But then when it doesn't happen, it crushes you and you want to quit. We can't do that, y'all. We can't quit because something doesn't work the first time. So, so who else has got something? Man, that was a great share, Lori. Thank you so much for that. That was
I just
awesome.
end on one thing, Molly,
Sure.
if you don't mind. 3 years ago, I had a girl named Christine message me. Hi, I'm a floating nurse. I'm at your local hospital and I'm going on vacation next week. I'm going to Maine. I need Skin So Soft, but I can't get it. And she needed Bug Guard and a bunch of stuff. So she said, can I send it to you? How close are you to the hospital? I said, 1 mile. She said, okay, can I send you the order? And at first I thought it was a hoax. So I let it go through. It went through Avon fine. It came into my cart, got the stuff, drove it over to the hospital. She met me out in the parking lot of the hospital ER in Scrubs, paid me in cash for it, and said, I'm going to Arcadia, Maine. Last year, she called me again, ordered another $100. She was in Pennsylvania at the time, had it shipped to where she was in Pennsylvania. And she just did a direct delivery order. She's now in Virginia. She floats around the country as a floating nurse, around the world, actually. And
Right.
she orders whatever she needs from Avon now through me.
Great. That's great. And that's how it's done.
So you just never know where it's going to come from.
And that's a win. What she just shared with you is a win. But those wins don't happen every single day. But if she had not done it, she wouldn't have gotten that win. If she had quit, if she hadn't been consistent, if she didn't keep up what she was doing, guess what would have happened? She wouldn't have gotten that win. You have to just keep going with what you're doing. All of these things work. They just don't all work at the same time, y'all. That's what it is.
All right, I'll shut up now, Molly.
You're good, Lori. Does anybody else have anything? Come on, let's do some shares here. Share what's good. What is it that's going on in your life, in your business, that you're like, you know what? I really I really need to work more on this. Maybe it's something we've talked about and you're like, you know, I want to do more of this. Maybe you do feel like you were depending more on other things. And the thing is, maybe you just know and you don't want to share, and that's okay. You know what it is that you want to do. You want to put it into practice. What I would tell you is go forth and do it. Be consistent. Give yourself chance and opportunity for these things to work for you. And then bring the celebrations to Onward no matter what. Because I've got news for you. There is no sale that is too small to celebrate. There is no life that's touched by you because just because you're a part of Avon, people are like, oh man, Avon just brings back just such good memories for me. And so great to be part
People gonna make me call them
of
out,
the
aren't they?
history. Huh?
People
Oh,
gonna make me call
don't make
names.
them click out, Bib. You start calling on people and then they want to click out. Don't do it.
Y'all can make it the
I
easy
see
way or the hard way.
I see Phyllis getting really, really itchy over there. I see Phyllis getting itchy. Janae's
waiting,
at work.
no.
Tickle around.
Hey, Molly, this is
I'm
Rebecca.
sorry, what happened?
Oh, Janae. Okay, I thought you were still at work, baby. So I didn't want to say anything because you was at work.
No, I finished probably like a
Oh,
few
you
minutes
finished
ago.
working.
So I've been
Okay.
listening.
Well, everybody here is trying to act like they're shy, and we know they're not, or maybe they're afraid they're going to go, well, I haven't been doing that, and I haven't been doing that, and I haven't been doing that. What's going on? Janae, I feel like I always, especially lately, I'm always sharing about you and Amy and Jennifer and Inez and people who've been on the team for a while. And I purposely was said to myself today, as much as I love my girl Janae, I'm going to save her share. And you didn't even ask to share. You didn't even ask
I
to share.
didn't. I didn't.
But I was like, I'm going to save her share till the end because Janae, this is what you don't know. Let me give you some backstory. For those who are on here, or even if you're watching on YouTube, yesterday was a day that I took Lee up to West Virginia yesterday to visit with his dad. His dad is not well. You all know he hasn't been well for a long time, and we hadn't seen him in a bit because everybody had been sick up there. So we went up there and we had a really, really good day with him. But we also had some down moments, seeing how weak he gets after he's been up for a few hours and things like that. And those things, sometimes there's struggle. Sometimes you watch it and you go, I know this is what our reality is right now. So we're just going to suck in the good times. And that's what you do. So I'm up there thinking, man, this sucks. I made him smile. I made him laugh with potato picking and all of that. And that's all good. I'll own that. That's good. But then I saw him get so weak that I had to watch my husband pick him up. And that was like, oh my gosh. And then Janae sent me a text. And Janae, what did your text say? You had no idea where I was. You had no clue that there was anything you could have brought into my life that would have made me think differently. What did you tell me?
I said, look, I actually have to go back and look at the messages because I completely
Okay.
forgot. Oh, I was like, 2 new team members signed up today. 2 new reps who signed up within the last 5 campaigns, placed first orders over $100. I'd sent out texts to 50 existing and new customers promoting our free shipping offer, over 200 books bagged and tagged for tossing this week, and a challenge of the day email has been sent out to my team to help boost their online sales for today and tomorrow. God is amazing. Such a productive day of wins. Now, before you continue, I want you to know that I have also had some struggles going through with work, which you know this because we talked
Yes.
about it, and a few of my close friends who are in the call have been in the loop with it too. Because of everything that has been going on, I've honestly been like questioning what I'm capable of doing. And I had this moment over the weekend, and a whole lot of Jesus. I had to like really look through. You know how you have those moments where you go through hardships and then you just have your session where you have to remember everything that you've overcome?
Yeah.
And I had to just remind the enemy how big my God is. And when I tell, don't put that in there. Sorry, Zoe's outside trying to put a fresh tomato in my compost bin, and I'm keep trying to get her not to, and she's not listening. Because the scraps that I was gonna put in there, Jesse threw away on accident. It's holding a store, but anyway. So I had to literally I had to truly think through everything that I've been through and overcome, even in the last year alone. You know a lot of it. I'm not going to take that time to share it right now. And to have those wins just reminded me, one, how far I've come, two, God's not done with me yet, and three, I'm just getting back started, like truly started. Because even looking back at my sales, I'm like, I'm not where I was last year, but I feel a lot better this time of year, given where I was last year at that point. And that's something to still be thankful for. So if I don't know if that's answered the question, but that was pretty much it.
I'm about to show everybody what I do with Janae.
Go ahead.
What did I tell you about letting people who aren't in that super inner circle influence your day?
I don't remember, Daddy Lee. What had you said?
I had said they aren't checking any of the 3F boxes, so they got to go.
Yep. And so even after that, one of the additional steps that I had taken too, which I posted about it on Facebook, was, can we put this back in the kitchen? Was I typed up a draft for a blog and then threw it into Chat GPT to kind of like tweak it a little bit for me, which one of the things that I've learned about Chat GPT is if you actually have a pretty decent thing to talk about, it won't tweak it very much. It'll just kind of refine what you've said and make it sound prettier. And so I had that typed up and posted it. I had 5 people click on my virtual business card within the first hour of me posting it. So I'm hoping to get some more recruits from that. And then I had another post that was drafted and then one that was posted today and got additional clicks on that as well. So things are definitely moving.
And the thing I will tell you about Janae is this. Janae is not consistent all the time in her business. But what she does know and what she's learned is that it's never too late to bring the consistency back in. So she's really learned how to look at, this is my situation, do or die, this is where I'm at. Now, I can let this affect my business and my life, or I can figure out how I'm going to move forward and not let this happen. What can I do? What can I be consistent at? And she took in what she did in that day. Now, this I will tell you. What she did then, imagine if she just did what she told you she did on that day. What if she did that 3 times a week? I'm not saying she's got the time to do it 3 times a week. The point is, girl is busy and she's raising a family and working a full-time job and everything else. But you see, she's already talking about what she's gotten, what she's been doing. Now imagine if she just increased that 2 more times in a week. How about this? Just 1 more time. Just 1 more time. It can reap just benefits where you're planting these seeds that when they sprout and your business takes off, you're going to say, where did this happen? And the truth of the matter is, it was right in front. The work was there, but it became a consistency for her that she did all the time. So, it's a good thing. It's a good thing where she's concerned.
To add to that too, I also want to share, if anybody has moments where you say the cliche of, I don't have time. We have so much flexibility in our hands, and I'm guilty of it. So I'm telling you that if I can work a full-time corporate job and still take 15 to 20 minutes out of my day and just truly like intentionally invest without distraction into my business, whether it be sending out follow-up text messages, typing up a promotional offer for your customers for like using our promotional tool, or thinking through like different ways that you can just take a few minutes to reach out to somebody that you talked to in the last week that was complaining about an outstanding hospital bill that they can't afford to pay, and all this stuff, and just think about it and put yourself in their shoes. What would you want to be done differently in your life, and what are you willing to sacrifice, even if it's a small effort, to just make that difference?
Yep.
I guarantee those small moments done frequently will produce so many more results than us just sitting there not doing anything at all,
Yeah, I
hoping
agree.
for something else to improve.
I agree. I agree. Don't wait for life to get better. You better figure out what you're going to do while it's where
Yep.
it's at.
Yep.
And
Because
Because
it's
if we
always
can
going to
wait
be
for the
letting
perfect time.
people and stop letting people who aren't investing in you dictate your day or how you
Absolutely.
feel about you. Stop it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't go down the rabbit hole scrolling through TikToks and social media, because yeah, it's fun in the moment. But when you sit back and realize, I'm sitting up here watching all these people progress and I'm still in the same spot. Like, what am I doing differently with this time? Can I sacrifice 10 minutes away from doing this to invest in myself? Like, what are you doing with that time?
Yep.
That's not to judge
And-
anybody, because I know somebody may feel attacked. I'm telling you because I do it too. But
No, it's
take
it's
that
just
time away to invest in
but-
yourself some way.
But it's like what Janae, you know, when we talk, what Janae is talking about, we've all learned on this team of ours, you'll figure out, we talk about things because we've lived it, because it's been a part, we've been guilty of it. A lot of things we talk about, it's what we've learned from what we've been guilty of. So it's not, you know, a lot of people will get on these calls or get on my YouTubes and go, you're really, really judgmental. And I'm like, well, maybe with myself, because exactly what I'm sharing with you is exactly what I allowed myself to get into. If you think I'm somebody, I'm not one of these influencers who are telling you how to do it all right. I'm not the person who's telling you I always get it right, that there's no failing. If so, you haven't watched me long enough, obviously, because that's not the case. We talk about what we've been through. That's what we talk about. We talk about where we've been, and we talk about how we cleaned it up. We talked about what we did to make a difference. And you've got to have those conversations with yourself to figure out, where can you step your game up in business? Where can you step your game up to get that next customer? Where can you step your game up if you're interested in having a team? How are you going to do that? What do you deliver to get somebody to want to join your team? Do you know how many people, honest to God, have watched my YouTubes and have just said, you know, I picked you because when I was looking up Avon, you know, there was a YouTube there and you was funny. You know how many people say because you were funny? And I'm like, I just should have been a comedian and I'd be on stage like making a lot of money or something, I don't know. But I think what they really meant is, it's not all business. We just have fun. We try to keep life, because I know what life is. And you know what? Life sucks sometimes. It does. It sucks to watch your parents get old. It sucks to watch people die. It sucks when the bills are going up, but the money's not coming in. This stuff is not fun. But when you realize you're not alone, and you realize you're trying to build things together, and you realize that you're just trying to make a difference in life for yourself and for other people, suddenly it doesn't quite look as bad as it is. And you realize there's more out there that can be done. You just got to be willing to do it. I can't make you do it. I can't make you want to do it. You just got to get out there and you got to do it. You got to figure out, like Janae mentioned something about 10 minutes. What could you do for 10 minutes? People go, well, I'd like to get books ready, but I got to get my labels. I got to do this. Okay. So you know the process of getting your books ready. What in that process takes 10 minutes because you've got 10 minutes? What part of getting those books ready can you do in 10 minutes? Quit saying I got to be able to do the whole recipe, because if I can't do the whole thing, then I'm not going to do it today. I don't have time for the whole thing. Break it up. Break it up. That's what you got to do. Break it up so that then you are ready. You are ready to do it, and you're ready to get things ready. And then the next day, maybe you'll have 15 minutes. And the next day, maybe you'll have 10 more. By the time you get done, the whole process only took you 30 minutes, but you just did it in 3 days. But now you're able to get it done. So sometimes you got to just bite off pieces and figure out that sometimes you can't do things the way you used to do them, because life is a challenge right now. Life changes. So switch how you were doing it. You're going to do the same thing. You're just going to put it into bite-sized pieces now, and you're going to get it done. Because believe me, I get busy. I get like, I tell Lee all the time, I just need 28 hours in a day. And he's like, then you'd fill that up and be wanting 30. We all know how this is going to roll. And he's right. That's exactly what would happen. But instead of going, well, I'm not going to go start that. I would, why I can tell you about this? Because I was doing it. I can't get more books ready right now because with the way I like my books done, it's going to take me an hour to do that. Well, how long do you have now, Molly? I have 15 minutes before we have to leave. So what labels can you get done in 15 minutes? Well, guess what? The labels are done, and then the other labels were done, and then the books were. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay. And then on this day, I had the half an hour I needed to get everything done. But because I couldn't get it all done in one day right then, because it's not the way it used to be, I just wasn't going to do it. That's not cool. That's never going to get you where you want to go.
And I think that's how we end up falling into that excuse too when we do that. It's like, oh, I don't have time, so I can't do it today. And it's like, but realistically, what extra time did you have throughout the day that you still could have sacrificed to do it? Was it during a lunch break while you were at work that you took time to invest in your business? Was it like a few minutes before bed when you're writing down your wins for the day, or right when you get the kids to bed, or right after you finish your devotional in the morning? It's those little moments where we take that time.
Figure it out. Again, the top message of this was this: find out how you can work Avon into your life, not your life into Avon. I'm going to tell you, it never works the second way. It never works. How can you work Avon into your life? Sometimes it's bite-sized pieces, but better bite-sized pieces than no pieces. Because when you do nothing, you're not going to get anything. When it comes time for the harvest, there's going to be no harvest, y'all. There's been no seeds planted. How can you think you're going to get the reward of a harvest if you didn't go plant the seeds? You got to plant the seeds. It's what you got to do. Okay? So I've kept you a lot longer than I wanted to. My apologies. 20 minutes longer. For all of you who are on here, for all of you who have watched the YouTube, no matter how you've been a part of this, if you are not directly connected to my team, thank you. If this is your first time, thank you. If you've been on for every single one, thank you. Like I said, if I get a great response from this, I'd love to do this like once a month and bring everybody on and let us continue doing this. And but I'm going to get back to my team. I promised Miss Inez that I would do that, and I get back to giving them that individual intention. I am a leader who believes in that. I believe whether it's texting or as a team together. I like my girls.
We are spoiled.
You are spoiled. I admit it. You are. I like them all to get to know each other. I love the fact that you guys have gotten to know so many. Miss Inez, I know, Janae, Amy, all of them. I mean, Jenny came on here at the end, and Jess just joined us. They're new to the team. But you all are getting to know, this is not an act. This is how my team and I are all the time. This is what we do. And yeah, I've been known to kick a little butt when I need to kick a little butt, but I always start with my own butt kicking because that's the only way that I learn. So I'm going to get back to that and giving them that individual attention they deserve. And we'll just get back to the normal Onward stuff. And look, my team is going to miss this a little bit too. So I think giving you guys once a month to come in and let you see, does Miss Inez, does she finish with PC? Does she? How close did she get? I can't wait. Janae, how many more people was added to her team? Amy, how did that go? She has been rocking her business. She's been on the top 10 list lately. Jen just came in and has brought Jenny in, and she's, they are just blowing up their own part of the team here. There is just so much that's going on with us. And you know what it is? It's not these great movements that put us in the eye of Avon. It's these great individual celebrations that together, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating it. And I love it. I love it. And I got to get back to it for sure. So I love you guys. Thanks for being with us. I will have this up on YouTube in the next couple of days.
Love you, Lee.
We love you. We ain't going nowhere. We're just not going to be doing this every 2 weeks. Okay. So see you guys soon, and I'll have a YouTube up soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Molly. Thank you, everyone.